If you knew how short life truly is, would you still waste so much of it? We all think we have time. Time to chase dreams. Time to fix what's broken. Time to become who we were meant to be. But time doesn't wait. It doesn't pause. It doesn't rewind. It just keeps ticking. And one day, you'll look back and realize the scariest thing isn't death. It's reaching the end of your life and realizing you never truly lived. Not fully, not consciously, not purposefully. So today, we wake up. Let's talk about time, priorities, and the kind of life that leaves echoes. Before we dive in, if you're someone who values clarity, purpose, and timeless wisdom, hit that subscribe button. This is the Stoic Shift Daily, and every day we help you live a little wiser, a little braver, and a lot more awake. Let's begin. Chapter 1, The Illusion of Time. We treat time like it's infinite, like it's something we can always get back, but it's not. Time is a non-renewable resource. Unlike money, you can't earn more of it. You can't store it. You can't invest it. You can only spend it, moment by moment, breath by breath. Seneca said it best. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. The tragedy isn't that life is short. It's that we live so much of it unconsciously. We postpone what matters. We procrastinate on purpose. We prioritize what's urgent over what's meaningful, and the clock keeps ticking. What would change if you remembered every single day that you are dying? Would you still scroll for hours? Would you still put off the hard conversation? Would you still say, maybe later, to your dreams? You don't need more time. You need to stop wasting the time you already have. Clarity, intentionality, presence. That's how you reclaim the time you've been losing. Chapter 2, Priorities versus Distractions. The modern world is built for distraction. It's engineered to steal your focus, fragment your mind, and keep you constantly reacting. We scroll more than we think, we consume more than we create, and we confuse movement for meaning. Busyness has become a badge of honor, but being busy isn't the same as being on purpose. Every yes is a no to something else. Every minute you spend reacting to noise is a minute you're not investing in your mission. The Stoics understood this well. They practiced deliberate focus. They chose what to care about and ignored the rest. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And if your system rewards distraction, your life will reflect it. So protect your priorities. Guard your attention like your life depends on it, because it does. Chapter 3, Relationships and Presence. One day you will speak to someone you love for the last time. No warning, no final hug, no chance to say just one more thing. The Stoics taught us to hold death close, not to be morbid, but to wake us up, to remind us that every interaction might be our last, that every conversation is an unrepeatable moment, that people are not permanent, and neither are we. So when you're with someone, be with them. Don't just be physically present, be emotionally, mentally, soulfully present. Listen like it's sacred. Look them in the eye. Say what you mean. Say it now. Because the deepest regret is not what we did wrong, it's what we never said when we had the chance. Cherish the ones you love, not later, now. Chapter 4, Career and Purpose. We spend most of our waking lives working, and yet many of us never stop to ask why. Why this job? Why this path? Why this definition of success? We chase promotions, we chase paychecks, we chase applause, but often we're chasing things that don't align with who we are. The Stoics never confused status with virtue. They believed your work should serve something higher, a cause, a community, a sense of meaning. Meaningless work is soul-depleting. Purposeful work is soul-replenishing. The ladder you climb doesn't matter if it's leaning on the wrong wall. So stop chasing what impresses others. Start building what fulfills you. Because in the end, the goal isn't just to make a living, it's to make a life. Chapter 5, Health and Energy. Your body is your first tool and your final home. You can't enjoy success, love, or wisdom if your energy is drained and your body is breaking down. Health isn't a luxury. It's a form of self-respect. Eat like someone who values their future. Train like someone who wants to show up fully. Rest like someone who's earned peace, and stop waiting for a crisis to care. Prevention is quieter than recovery, but infinitely more powerful. Discipline isn't punishment, it's freedom. Freedom to move, to explore, to live without pain. So fuel your body, honor your limits, and protect your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. Chapter 6, Lifelong Learning. The mind is a garden, And every day, you're planting something. The Stoics didn't chase trivia or cleverness. They pursued wisdom, applied knowledge, lived philosophy. True learning is transformation. It changes your behavior. It sharpens your judgment. It upgrades your character. So read deeply, reflect often, ask hard questions, and be humble enough to admit when you're wrong. You're either growing or you're decaying. There is no neutral. There is no coasting. So stretch your mind, break your own mental models, and become someone who's not just well-informed, but well-formed. Chapter 7, Emotional Mastery. Anger, envy, anxiety. They feel like emotions, but they often function like thieves. They steal your peace, your clarity, your control. But here's the truth. You are not your feelings. You are not your reactions. You are the one who gets to decide what they mean. The Stoics taught emotional alchemy. They turned suffering into strength, frustration into patience, fear into courage. That's the goal. Not to suppress your emotions, but to lead them. So pause, breathe, respond with wisdom instead of reacting from impulse, because in every moment, you hold the power. Chapter 8, Financial Wisdom. Money is a tool, not a scoreboard, not a personality, not a replacement for self-worth. We spend far too much to impress people who aren't even watching. We trade time for things, when time is the most valuable thing we'll ever own. The Stoics weren't anti-wealth, they were anti-dependence. They believed in owning things without letting those things own you. So live simply, spend consciously, invest in what actually makes life better, because wealth isn't about having more, it's about needing less and doing more with what you already have. Chapter 9, Creativity and Expression. Your soul needs space to breathe, to create, to express. You weren't born just to consume. You were born to contribute, to take what's inside of you and bring it into the world. Write, paint, speak, build, not because it's perfect, but because it's honest. Don't let the fear of judgment silence your voice. Don't wait for permission to begin. Perfection is a myth. Expression is real. So create not to impress, but to express, because your story might be the spark someone else needs to light their fire. Chapter 10, Energy and Focus. Your energy is sacred. Your attention is currency. And every day you're spending both. On people, on apps, on thoughts that don't serve you. Every scroll has a cost. Every distraction has a consequence. The Stoics believed in single-tasking the soul, doing one thing with everything you've got. So cut the noise. Say no more often. Design your life for depth, not just speed, because a scattered life is a shallow life, and you were made for something deeper. Chapter 11, Social Capital and Impact. Your legacy is not what you leave behind. It's who you lift while you're here. People won't remember your net worth. They'll remember your presence, your kindness, your courage. Character is impact. Compassion is power. You don't need a massive platform to make a difference. You just need to show up with love, with humility, with consistency. Help someone rise. Be the reason they believe in goodness again. Because when you're gone, what echoes won't be your achievements. It'll be your humanity. Final chapter. The clock is ticking. You don't get to decide how much time you have, but you do get to decide how you use it. So start now, not later, not when it's convenient, not when you feel ready. Start living deliberately. Start loving intentionally. Start building meaningfully. The clock is ticking, but it's never too late to begin. If this message moved you, don't just watch, act. Like, comment, subscribe, and tell us in the comments, what's one shift you'll make today? This is the Stoic Shift Daily. Practical wisdom, daily delivered. See you tomorrow.